How you doing, Evan?
Hey, Jesse, good. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Good.
Trying to survive in this heat.
Oh, I know. It's toasty.
Yeah, just a little bit. So you ready for the next step in the building phase?
We are. We're excited. Everything's looking great.
Good.
So, see that you got installation up. So,
Yep.
I guess we'll be moving to the next stage pretty quick.
Yep.
Awesome.
You're exactly right. All right. So the purpose of today for the pre-drywall meeting is to show you kind of the insides of the walls before we cover it up.
Okay.
Okay. We want you to kind of understand what's going on inside, so that when we come back for the NHO, everything's going to be covered up. You might forget something. It's going to be 2 months from now. As we're going through, I do recommend and suggest you take pictures and videos, things like that, so you can always reference back and say, hey, where can I hang a picture? I remember there being a pipe here, but I don't remember where exactly it was.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a great idea.
So just a little recommendation there. So I like to start in the kitchen. We'll take a walk around in the living room, the master, and then the bathroom. We'll walk around the garage, the outside, and then go over your addendum selections. And then after that, we'll be done and we'll sign some DocuSign paperwork, and then that's it.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
All right. So as we're here in the kitchen, okay, this is going to be your kitchen island here. Got a lot of stuff going on right now. The PVC here, this is going to be your clean out for any kind of plumbing issues, any kind of backups, things like that. Like I said, this is going to be covered up, and it'll be you'll have some valves in here you can unscrew, get in there, snake it, unclog the drain if you need to.
Okay.
So this is just a P-trap. Let the water drain. Okay, your dishwasher is going to be on the right hand side here. Okay. You got your hot and your cold, and then also your island does come with power, your USB power, and your outlets on both sides.
Okay, great.
These wires here, they are your your GFCI outlets. Okay, they're going to be connected to the backsplash that's going to be on the wall. So if you don't have any power here, your reset buttons are going to be on one of these outlets on the wall here.
Okay.
All right. So any questions here before
My only question, I'm not very good at plumbing, so if something were to happen, do we have any type of warranty that we can use?
Yeah, so the warranty with, it's going to be 2 years on the plumbing.
Okay.
Okay, so everything inside the walls is 2 years. So your electrical here, your plumbing, as well as your HVAC is going to be 2 years.
Okay, that's great.
On your warranty.
Alrighty. Very good.
All right. And then we'll walk over here to your fridge. Your fridge line, whenever your appliances come in, this is where it's going to be. All right. You do have your water line for your fridge. Whenever they hook it up, they'll run the water out. Make sure it's clean of debris or anything like that. Okay. You got your blocking for your cabinets, outlets for your backsplash. You have 3 outlets on the backsplash. Okay. One important thing on this wall here is going to be your gas shutoff valve.
Okay.
All right. So as I mentioned, the cabinets are going to be on here, but this will be open and accessible underneath the cabinets, so that if you go away on vacation or something like that, you want a peace of mind that your range is shut off. You can just reach down there, 90-degree turn valve. It'll shut everything off to the range.
Perfect.
Okay. So just to let you know where that is at, you got your microwave vent here. It's going to vent out and blow out. To the outside, it's not going to go through the roof, so it's also already set to go outside.
Great.
Okay. All right. As you see, along the about two and a half feet up, you got a green spray on here. This is our pest control. It's like a pre spray, okay, for termite prevention.
Okay.
All right. So that's what we have that there. Right now it's kind of hidden. You'll see it later on as we walk through. We have green and blue small tubes running through. Those are also part of your pest control, but we'll walk around and we'll see that
okay.
Later on. Okay.
But before we leave the kitchen,
Sure.
We were thinking, we chose not to add an upper cabinet above the refrigerator. Is it too late? Is that something we could add now in our selections?
To add it, no. At this point, we can't add it. But since it is blocked already, I can give you a number for our cabinet people, and then they can come. You can tell them, you know, your address, the color of the cabinets, and they can come and install one. But that's gonna have to wait till after we close.
Okay, sounds good. I'd appreciate that contact.
Okay, sure. All right. Walking along here, as you see, we do have the insulation on here along the exterior sides of the walls, and then also on the angles of the roof. Okay. We do have an R13 value, just meaning that's the rated value of the insulation per the certain areas. It's all per code. So along the walls we have R13, and then along the roof line you have R22 value here.
Great.
Okay. Sometimes you do see a different coloration in the different types of insulation, but this one is clearly marked, and that it's in its proper spot, and then it's pretty much the same color.
Sounds good.
All right. Walking to the family room. I just want to touch on some of the addendums and the selections that you opted for. You have the 4 disc lights in the family room, pre-wired, and then you also have the family room fan up here. Okay, that the wiring and the blocking is rated for about 75 pounds. Okay, on that metal blocking. The plastic ones are rated for 35.
Okay. And there's already a fan included in our package, right?
Yes, fans already included.
Perfect.
In the package. Okay. In the kitchen, you do have your 4 LEDs around the kitchen. Then you have your 2 pendant lights hanging down, centered on the kitchen island here.
Okay. Great.
All right. If you take a look up at the HVAC unit, you can see where all of your ducts are going, all of your supplies and your returns. Okay. Later on, once we come back for the NHO, we'll actually go up into the attic. We'll take a look around and see where everything's at. I'll show you how, you know, the furnace works, how the water heater works, things like that. Okay.
Great.
All right. All right. With the filter in the attic, there's only one filter here with the unit that's kind of different than all the rest of the houses. So it's normally a 20 by 25 filter. Okay. We've kind of gotten away from the standard, I guess, 1-inch filter per each room or per the central location, but there's only one up there that we have to change.
Okay, good deal.
All right. If you notice along this wall here, we do have our T-ply thermal barrier. All right, it acts as a wall bracing and water resistant barrier, mainly for your wind protection and things like that. That is a structural support for any kind of heavy winds, things like that.
Okay, very good.
All right. Here you do see your low voltage cables for your cable, internet, TV, things of that nature. You also have one in your master bedroom.
Okay. We were thinking about adding some surround sound speakers.
Okay.
At some point. Is that something before we hang drywall, could I possibly have a buddy come do over the weekend?
No.
Okay.
So I will have to say no on that for 2 reasons. Okay. For one, liability. Okay. We can't have anybody outside of our company come run the wires, okay, in case somebody gets hurt.
Okay.
Things of that nature, and then also for warranty purposes. Okay, if something comes in and the subcontractor comes and cuts a wire, damages anything else, then that warranty is voided. Okay, so we want to just stick around that. Again, after we close, I can give you a number to our electrical company, and they can come in and install any wires wherever you want. It's fairly easy with the 1-story. Just add a line, drop it in the attic, drill through the top plate, down through the walls. Pretty easy process.
Okay, sounds good. That makes sense.
All right, we'll go to your master bedroom here. All right, so you did also select for the bay windows. Okay, that is there for your selection there. Okay, your switches along the wall, it'll be your light, fan, and then fan light. Okay. All right, and then also your blocking for your LEDs and your fan for the master bedroom. All right. Coming into the master bath, the option of your second vanity is installed. It's ready to go. You have 2 lines. our plumbing lines are PEX lines, okay, instead of the old copper lines. Okay, these are more durable through harsh weather conditions such as the freeze. They're able to expand. The water could be frozen in there, but it could expand. Okay, but the PEX gives it that give and that leeway to allow it to expand and not bust like a copper pipe. Okay,
Sounds good.
so that's what that is there. All right. Again, you do have your vanities that you also selected for. Your vanity above the mirror, and then your LEDs along the bathroom. Okay. All right. Any questions?
I don't think so.
No. All right. You did also another selection was your enclosed toilet. Okay, enclosed toilet, master tub, master shower. Okay, walking into the closet area. One thing in your closet area to be mindful of here, it's going to be covered up, but you can access it. It's going to be your low voltage panels. Okay, we pre-wire the house so that when the cable company comes hooks everything up, they're not drilling extra holes inside the house or outside, preventing or creating more holes.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that's what that's going to be. Your closet rod and shelf. It's going to be obviously not right now, but after drywall is going to be installed. Okay. All right, and the best thing about this is we get to walk through the walls. The only time we get to walk through the walls. All right, now we are in your utility room. You've got your washer on the left, dryer on the right. Okay. Main thing to take note about this room is going to be here. It's going to be your clean out. Okay, this is going to be covered up. You're going to have a silver plate up here. A lot of people ask at the NHO, what is it? This is the picture you're going to want to take so that you remember what it is. So all it is just a clean out. You unscrew here. If anything kind of backs up here, you can be able to snake through here, snake through your draining hose, and unclog any kind of plumbing issues that you may have at a later time.
Sounds good.
Okay. You got your dryer on the right side, your 220 for your dryer, and then your dryer exhaust vent.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Into the garage. Into the garage here, you do have your garage door opener pre-wired, your LED, your garage door openers, okay, and they also go down to the sides of the corners of the garage pre-wired. They have a little plate cover on there so that they're already wired for the sensors. Okay. The pest control tubes I mentioned earlier about the blue and the green. Okay, these are pre-wired throughout the house, exterior walls and then interior walls by the wet areas.
Okay.
All right, the blue tubes are the distribution channels. The green tubes are the ones that actually have the small little slits in them, and it kind of sprays their chemicals inside of it, and actually sprays just inside the walls. It doesn't seep through, it doesn't make a mess, so they don't have to actually come inside the house to spray. All they have to do is plug in and get everything from the inside, from the outside.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. Main thing here about your garage is going to be your water shutoff valve. Okay. If anything happens inside the house, you got a plumbing leak, this is where you're going to come shut off the water to the house. Okay. Just a simple, quick shut off. Okay. Inline is on. Okay. Horizontal is off.
Okay.
So that's where that's going to be. This is going to be covered up, but this will have a open access panel so you can access it at any time.
Perfect.
Okay. Any questions in the garage?
I don't think so.
No? All right. You ready to take a walk outside?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. All right, so outside the house, we do have our brick ledge. This is ready for brick, ready to go. Get that going within the next week or so.
Okay.
Okay. Along the wall here, this exterior wall, we do have the pest control access panel here.
Okay.
Okay, they'll take this off and they'll insert their tubes, their systems here, and then spray from this side and then as well as the other side as well. Okay. Hose bibs, you have two hose bibs, one front right, one back left.
Okay.
Okay. Hose bib is there. This is your gas line. Gas line is going to be dug and trenched out underneath here. You actually have your gas line set here. Okay, hardy board. Okay, it is a concrete fiber material, very sturdy. It looks really nice once it's painted. Within another week or so, this will actually be painted and look really nice.
Sounds good.
All right, your low voltage, as I mentioned, these are the wires that are pre-wired from the outside, goes up into the attic, splits off, and goes into your master closet area.
Okay.
That big square round, that's where that's at.
Perfect.
Okay. Here's your AC disconnect. This is going to be your AC disconnect here for your power, and an extra bubble cover outlet for any kind of maintenance issue that may come about.
Sure.
For the AC mechanics, if they need to work on the AC unit.
Okay.
This is where your AC units can be placed here. Okay, your copper pipe, and then your power. All right, and then your whip forward. Okay, your water heater cleanouts, not water heater cleanouts, I'm sorry, your drain lines.
All right.
All right, this is gonna be your master bath cleanout on that side here. All right,
Looks good.
any questions?
Where do you know about where our fence will be?
Yeah, so if you can take a look down, you have the stake with the pink
Yes, sir.
on there. So stake with the pink, and then straight down to where the double signs are at. That's gonna be your property line.
Okay.
It's typically from the house about 5 or 6 feet away.
Okay.
And then that's where the property is.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Take a walk to the. All right. Your if you notice here, your grading is going to be graded type A drainage. Okay. So what that means is we're going to take the grade from the back of the fence. We're going to grade it towards the fence. I mean, towards the front of the property line.
Okay.
We're going to take the grade from the house away from the house, and then we're going to have a trench or a swale, and it's going to divert that water to the sides, from the backyard to the sides of the house, so that all the water is drained to the front.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Last selected option is your covered patio. Okay, it is pre-wired with your 2 LEDs and 1 electrical box for your exterior fan.
Perfect.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So that is our house walkthrough. Okay. I do have to talk about the next steps
Okay.
for the house. The house is getting inspected today, making sure all the insulation is where it needs to be, per code, per standard, before we move on. Okay. Pending that inspection on Monday, the house will be sheetrocked. Okay. So typically, if you stop by once a week, stop by the house, take a look at the house. This next step, the sheetrock stage, is going to be pretty messy. All right. So we do ask that. Kind of give the guys a little bit of a space and not be in their way. They're gonna have a lot of cords laying around, a lot of dust, debris, things like that. Okay. So we do ask also, if you do come in and they're not here, if you wear hard hats. Okay. If you don't have a hard hat, I believe Casey or Freddie at the sales office have a hard hat to borrow. Just go over there and ask them to borrow one, and then use it and then take it back.
Okay. Great.
All right. So like I said, I mentioned the next step is going to be sheetrock. Typically 7 to 10 days after sheetrock, they'll do texture, they'll paint it, and then we'll put our cabinets in. Okay. After cabinets, typically between 60 days, 45 and 60 days, we are going to start our QCI process, which that means I'll walk through the house. We'll have home inspections. I'll inspect it. My boss will inspect it, and we'll make sure the house is up to code and looks good for you guys whenever you move in. And then 7 to 10 days after that QCI process is going to be the new home orientation, which is going to be our next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. At the new home orientation, we're going to talk about the ins and outs of the house, of all your appliances, everything that is in the house, how it operates, how it works, what it's called, things like that. I'll also go over warranty, and things like that. Okay, and then 7 to 10 days after that NHO is when we can come back for the sign off. We'll sign off all of the kind of paint touch-ups, things like that we walk through and we see throughout our NHO walk. And then 2 days after the sign off, we'll be able to close.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, I do have to talk about our survey process. So we do get surveyed on from H2. H2 Insight is our survey company. Okay. It's basically a standard of how MI Homes is doing. Okay, for you and as well throughout the Houston area. Okay, it's graded on a 1 to 10 scale. 1 being the least, 10 being the best. Okay, 10 doesn't mean we're perfect. 10 just means that I did my best and I'm doing a job. Okay, if at any point throughout this process, and I mentioned it in the buyer builder conference before we started the house, that if we're not providing a level 10 service for you and your family and your house, please let us know that we can be able to fix anything, bring up any kind of concerns or anything like that to us. Okay?
Sounds good.
Either myself or Freddie or Casey.
Okay, great.
All right. So anything else?
I don't think so. I think you really covered everything. So our next meeting, you said, will be our new home orientation. And will Casey let us know dates once you have them on your side?
Yeah. Once we get cabinets, we'll get that date a little bit buttoned up. I can typically, like I said, between 45 and 60 days after cabinets, we'll have that date, and then we'll start seeing those dates come through.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right, that is all I had for y'all today.
Good deal.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming out.
Hey, absolutely.
Taking time.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right.